there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
Well, the 8 News Now investigators obtaining video as officers then responded to the call you just heard. You'll see the officers also saw something in the sky that night, but the big question is, what was it, and is it all connected?
Leave her alone.
It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro Police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
Someone calls 911 reporting 2 large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm so nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star, then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard? Or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is my first video. I'm here to tell you what happened to me on May 1st, 2023. I'm trying to explain the best of my abilities. This is not a conspiracy theory. I'm not making this story out for clout or fame. I just want to tell you what happened to me and my family. Here's a Ring camera video. You can hear the bang. This is around the neighborhood. So here's the video. So when that happened, the only thing I can see in the backyard is a tall creature, probably around 8-10 feet tall, very thin. So I called my dad. He went to the backyard and he saw the same thing, the same creature I saw.
¡Ay! ¡Permisar! Calmungarela, me cancel el bar eso. Cáelo, cherro, que chitica. Cáelo, cherro.
Hey guys, it's KJ from The Scariest Movie Ever. The news clip you just saw was from May 1st, 2023. It's about a week ago. And then it was followed up by a clip from one of the people who actually witnessed the event. For around 10 years, myself and many others have been warning of this very thing. Many of us began to wonder a long time ago, why is it that we're seeing so much of this programming in our films and our television? It has to do with aliens and UFOs and contact.
For the very first time, the world is about to hear from a former high-level U.S. intelligence officer who says the government has some of the unidentified craft in its possession. He is revealing these exclusive details about the secret government program. In recent years, Congress starting an official U.S. government unidentified aerial phenomena task force, recently renamed the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO. And now in a News Nation exclusive, David Grush, an Air Force veteran, former member of that task force, and veteran of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, is formally blowing the whistle on secrets he says no one has ever shared publicly before.
The UAP task force was refused access to a broad crash retrieval program.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean?
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
How many?
Quite a number.
You're kidding.
No. I thought it was totally nuts, and I thought at first I was being deceived. It was a ruse. People started confiding in me. They approached me. I have plenty of current and former senior intelligence officers that came to me, many of which I knew almost my whole career, that confided in me they were a part of a program. They named the program. I've never heard of it. And they told me, based on their oral testimony, and they provided me documents and other proof, that there was, in fact, a program that the UAP task force was not read into.
Grush alleges the U.S. government has recovered non-human craft for decades. He's filed a whistleblower complaint saying he gave what he calls the classified proof to Congress and the Intelligence Community Inspector General.
I think it's absolutely fascinating. I hope it's true. You know, the tagline of the X-Files was, I want to believe. I am a skeptic, but I would love to be persuaded. And if this actually is evidence of extraterrestrial life, it'll be the biggest news story of all time.
Right. I mean, beyond landing on the moon, it's so sort of earth-shattering. And for somebody who sort of lived in this world for the better part of a decade, do you feel you have a greater understanding of it, or maybe just a different hope?
I think I do have a greater understanding of it. I think most of us who wrote for the X-Files tended to be much more Agent Scully than Agent Mulder. I think you kind of had to be a bit of a skeptic to write the show, because you're always trying to persuade Agent Scully that it was real, right? So you needed that kind of skeptical posture to do it. But I think I was humbled by all the people I met who claimed to have been abducted by aliens, or to have seen ghosts, or to have experienced other supernatural phenomena. And it wore down my skepticism to the point that I do think there's something to it.
What do you think this means now for the notion of mystery, the notion of science fiction, the notion of what you do for a living? If this story actually pans out, how are we changed?
I think it would change everything in ways that people don't fully appreciate yet. And I think, as you said, I spent, a decade really thinking about this deeply, because in those days, we did 24 hours a year of a television show. It was a lot. And, to me, it was significant that Agent Scully was a Catholic, a character of faith. She was a scientist, but she believed in God. Agent Mulder did not. And in a way, his search for aliens was like trying to prove God exists. And there actually was one scene where Scully says, you can't do that. That's what God is. You need to take God on faith. And I think to some degree, for a lot of people, aliens are like trying to prove there's a God. And if you could, that would have profound effects on everything, on morality, religion.
Just remember that we are in the beast system. If you're living here on this earth at any time throughout history, you're in the devil's domain. But the Bible warned us of a time that would come where this beast system, this modern Babylon, would be destroyed. The Bible also warned us that in the end times, Satan himself would manifest here in the earth, in the flesh, and take full control of the system for a few years. And that right there, my friends, is exactly where we are now. Even if you have no spiritual discernment, even if you don't know Jesus Christ, you can just look around at the world today and you know that something's wrong. Something's going wrong. Something's off. All of this inversion, all of this flipping of things upside down is straight from the devil himself. This system more and more is reflecting his character. It's reflecting who he is. And that's why more and more as a Christian, you're feeling no longer that this is your home. It's changing before your very eyes. You no longer feel like you belong here because you don't. Aliens are demons. Aliens are also lesser gods, or Elohim, gods with a small g, fallen angels. Right now, humanity is on the precipice of the great reveal. But just keep in mind, of course, we're not going to get the full truth. They will introduce us to these beings. But they're going to tell us that these beings are from other planets through extraterrestrials. These things are a demonic deception. They will be used to destroy any faith in the Lord God above. These are replacement gods that are on the way. These are replacement gods that humanity is about to meet. And the Lord will send them a great deception, a grand delusion. Satan is taking full control of this system now. America is finished. It's been compromised. That's why you're seeing this LMNOP agenda absolutely everywhere. It's being forced upon us. This agenda is even destroying corporations. But in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, for the devil, none of that matters. It actually helps. We're living at a time right now where everything is being destroyed. It's a slow kill we're watching. But it's accelerating. Everything is speeding up. And everything's becoming much more forced. This LMNOP agenda is a great example of that. America is Babylon, and it's about to be destroyed in the grandest way possible. And this will be but one of the events that leads us into tribulation. Just look at how they're forcing this agenda down the throats of your children. Here you can see the indoctrination, see what they're trying to turn the children into. Meanwhile, here in America, while this agenda is being forced on the little ones, the ones who don't have a mind for this. Rockefeller Center in New York, and of course the Rockefellers are one of the many Illuminati families, a real, true Illuminati bloodline. So these guys are going to be privy to what the devil plans for in this beast system, as they've been helping him to build it and create it for many, many years. But at Rockefeller Center, they're always flying the flags of all the nations. You may have seen this before. I'm about to show you right here, once again, a very clear example of how this LMNOP agenda has taken over everything. And this is representative of the Antichrist, the devil himself. Take a look at what they've done at Rockefeller Center with all the flags. Another one of the ways that I've been noticing the beast system truly accelerating is through the use of artificial intelligence. I've made several videos on artificial intelligence being connected to demonic spirits. And I'm not the only one. I know many of us draw that connection. And this isn't just coming up with something in our imaginations. There have been plenty of examples laid before us, especially recently, that show us a literal connection between artificial intelligence and demonic activity. This is why artificial intelligence is being unleashed upon all of us across the entire world in these days, in these end times, right in time for the tribulation. Because during the tribulation, it's going to be total control, a total control grid, the internet of bodies, the internet of things. Any human left on this earth will either have to become a part of that system, become a part of that Borg, that satanic mindset, that satanic hive mind through the mark of the beast, or you will be hunted and killed. So on that note, choose Christ now if you have not, because Jesus is the only way to avoid all these things that are coming upon us. We pray to escape the things that are coming upon this earth. I wanted to bring up artificial intelligence just for some of the obvious general observations, but Apple is releasing a product now, and this truly is meant for that tribulation. This is meant to lock humanity into that digital landscape. What you're about to see truly is Human 2.0. This is transhumanism on steroids. Now we're beginning to see how they're merging man with machine.
Introducing Apple Vision Pro. Vision Pro is a new kind of computer that augments reality by seamlessly blending the real world with the digital world. It's the first Apple product you look through and not at. Vision Pro feels familiar, yet it's entirely new. You can see, hear, and interact with digital content just like it's in your physical space. And you control Vision Pro using the most natural and intuitive tool, your eyes, hands, and voice. With Vision Pro, you're no longer limited by a display. Your surroundings become an infinite canvas. Use your apps anywhere and make them any size you want. Capture photos and videos and relive your most important memories in an entirely new way. Watch your movies, shows, and sports, and immerse yourself in games on a giant screen surrounded by spatial audio. And connect with people as if you're sharing the same space.
Und vergib uns unsere Schuld, wie auch wir vergeben unseren Schuldigern.
All right, this is what it looks and sounds like to attend a mass led by artificial intelligence. Hundreds of churchgoers attending that service during Germany's Convention of Protestants. The 40-minute service was put together by a 29-year-old theologian and philosopher from the University of Vienna. He says 98% of that mass was the product of ChatGPT, but the congregation said the avatar just didn't have the warmth that you're used to, right?
And here's another really interesting sign of the times, of all of this stuff really manifesting out in the open, is Diablo 4, the campaign behind Diablo 4. It's a video game, and you're looking at the demon Lilith right there, and that's in New York City. It says, "Welcome to Hell, New York." But it really is much more than just a promotion of a video game. Look at how small the windows are in that building. Now look at the size of that demon. That demon is Lilith. So that's a massive demon in New York City. Welcome to hell, it says. And of course, with the sky, the background as it was. And they said this is from the wildfires from Canada.
Okay, friends, so I live in a town that is about 5 hours north of New York City. Canada is about 2.5 hours north of my town. New York City is covered in a yellow cloud of smog, and they're telling us that it is from the wildfires in Canada. But that yellow cloud of smog never passed over my house, and it would have had to get to New York City. I also want to ask you this question. What color does ammonium nitrate burn? Just saying.
It's also interesting that it's taking place in New York City. As many of us know about the money mysteries, and there have been many events that have taken place here in America, Babylon, that are printed on the money. Satan knew how he was going to destroy America, Babylon. He put it on paper. They called it money. We all carry it around in our pockets. It's a spell. There's an event on that money, and it shows New York City being destroyed by a tsunami, by tidal waves caused by nuclear which makes the placement of this massive demon, the message, and of course the scary sky all that more menacing and eerie. But as if that wasn't creepy enough, the people behind this promotion also redecorated a cathedral. Check out what they've done to this old cathedral. Check out the portals, the demons, of course. That's life in the apocalypse, the revealing. Everything's coming to light. A good example of that is Illuminati pop star Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift knows what's coming because the spirit that runs her knows what's coming. There's a wave coming for New York City. Now check out this clip from the concert. Also notice what happens after this. After the wave, you see a symbolic rapture, or harpazo, or snatching away. How does Taylor Swift know these things? Again, she doesn't. It's that spirit that's running her. She's a part of that hive mind, that satanic Borg. Guys, we are so close to tribulation. We're so close. Everything's speeding up quickly. All these things that I was seeing over the last 15 years that were coming for us, well, it's here now. We don't recognize this place anymore. It's changing quickly. You don't want to be here. This isn't your home, and it's not going to get any better. It's time to let go of this world, get saved, and go back home to be with your true Father, the Lord God.
A small elite that pushes things in its own interests, even if it doesn't benefit the vast majority of the population. This has happened so many times previously in history, and it's probably going to happen again. One of the biggest dangers to the planet today is this technological utopia, because probably for the elite it will work. If bad comes to worst, and when the flood comes, the scientists will build a Noah's Ark for the elite, leaving the rest to drown, the rest of the people and then the rest of the ecosystem. But they are likely to be able to construct this technological Noah's Ark, which is probably what much of the elite is counting on. You have a small elite that pushes things in its own interests, even if it doesn't benefit the vast majority of the population. This has happened so many times previously in history, and it's probably going to happen again.